Lenny, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to do this interview on behalf of USC Thornside Office of Experimental and Applied Learning about the Financial Inclusion Program. Okay, so let's get it started. So why don't you tell me a little bit more about yourself? What is your business or business idea?
Well, I had started it with a couple of ideas. One of them was starting my own virtual store because I had a lot of vintage clothing that I noticed there would be a lot of interest. So that was one of them. The other one is that in the future, my husband, he was a great, um, he smoked a lot of really good barbecue. And if we were to start that kind of business, I would have wanted to make sure that we had the setup so that we wouldn't fail. Um, and we weren't sure how we would start it, so this would have been a great resource for that future. But during the many weeks that we were doing this, um, I was approached for a possible position um, to help a nonprofit that worked with the food bank. And I wanted to say yesterday, um, with the skills that your program gave me confidence in, I was able to position myself. And yesterday they officially gave me the go ahead, and I was hired.
Yes, congrats. That's amazing
Thank you.
news.
Thank you so much.
So
Yeah,
what position is it? Is it like a job or like a full-time job, or are you self-employed? Can you tell us what
it's it's a part-time job um where I'm working hand in hand um with Manos que sobreviven. Um and he started out from Tijuana and came to America, and he was so thankful that he wanted to give back. So he started feeding the homeless, and eventually he wanted to make it into um, a bigger thing, and he's doing very well, but he wanted some help getting himself out there. So it would be kind of like a social media manager and maybe a data analyst type of position. He said
That's
that if we
great.
could,
And
yeah,
I know you were saying about also like starting your own consulting firm, right? And helping
yes,
nonprofits.
yes, yes. So I think that this being my first client would position me into being able to um, help others, to help them more.
That's amazing. I'm so happy for you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for sharing. And can you tell me how did you hear about the program or the workshops that we were having?
I think it was on Facebook. Um, it was so, I'm pretty sure it was through Facebook. And um, I mean, I never want to stop learning. And I took this opportunity, and being a woman of color and wanting to do something, I thought it would be a great opportunity. And it definitely is.
I'm glad that you were able to learn. And, as entrepreneurs, I believe like you never stop learning. You always learn something new every day. And
Absolutely.
yes. And can you tell me how did the program help you?
I think it clarified a lot of confusion. It broke down into very easy steps, how to approach it. Um, I may not have gotten through all of them, but at least we have this outline, and it made it feel more accessible. And also, I love how you guys offered resources that I could, turn back to when I
Oh, sorry, can you repeat that? I don't think I got it. There was like some connection problems.
and also you guys and very motivating, brought a lot of information and a lot of motivation. In particular, the one with Yoya, because she's a social media manager, and that's yeah. And it was wonderful how when we were in that meeting and she wanted to gift me a free hour consultation. And so now that I actually have the position, I'm so excited and looking forward to following up with her for that.
Yes, I also learned a lot from Yoya. That was a great workshop. She was a great speaker. Thank
Yes,
you for
yes.
sharing. And what session or sessions help you the most and why?
I think the self-care really stood out because it's so hard to remember to take care of yourself because you're so, I mean, obviously, taking care of my kids, getting them ready for school, taking care of my husband, and it's I'm like the last on the list. So that's really important, really important. And number two would be the social media, just because it's personal to me.
No, yes, I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs, especially when they're starting, they don't really take care of themselves, but we always need to remember, meditate or go for walks or go to the gym. It's always important because it kind of help us keep our mind sharp.
Yes.
And what was the best piece of information that you received?
I think the there was a section where they were talking about the financial, the um, letters, return them. I have to refer back to my notes, but it felt like it was such an important piece because that's what I'm so unsure about.
No, yes, yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. Um, so how did these workshops make a difference in how you will be approaching your business going forward
Um,
or your business
I
idea?
I feel more confident. I feel very empowered. And I feel like there are resources out there, and all I need to do is reach out and ask. Because before I felt so alone, like I don't think I could do this on my own. And knowing that there's this infrastructure out there, um, offering support for when I'm ready, it it's worth so much. Thank you so much.
Of course, and I believe I think I mentioned this one day during one of the workshops, if you never ask, the answer will always be no. And to always remember, if you ask for advice, you'll get money, and if you ask for money, you'll get advice. So that's a
Exactly.
great way to think about it. Um, well, you say that you will recommend this workshop to a friend.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. 100%.
Thank you, thank you. And to finalize this interview, any advice you will give to any aspiring entrepreneurs?
Don't try to do it alone. Get your ducks in a row and be willing to ask for and receive help. That's my big advice.
Great, thank you so much. And thank you so much for making the time to do this interview. I really hope you have a nice day.